Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about a diorama set from ICM. So this is a 135 scale kit and it's named as a Danger Mines. So here we get the truck and also the miners or sappers as well as the mines, and all of this might be an interesting thing to combine into one diorama project. And as you can see, even dog is included, so in 135 scale it might be a good base for some sophisticated diorama scene. And we have a commercial sample here, so it means this kit number 35018, it's the final shape of this release, and you'll get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video review. So first of all, I have to say that the box here is quite standard for this brand, so here is comparison with my hand. The box art is quite nice in my opinion, and here we have also some information about the kit, so maybe I can also read it like this. And here we have the ZIL-131, we also have the TM62 anti-tank mines, 3 figurines of the sapper unit, and the figure of the sapper dog. And all of this combines into 230 parts, plus 48 parts, and plus 60 parts. So it's quite a nice combo in my opinion. And as you can see, box is sealed in a typical way for ICM. So I'm going to cut through this clear tape seals, and of course we will open the box together. In the meantime, I can remind you that you can check the other releases from ICM on the same YouTube channel, and I have to say that some of them were quite I would say useful for this project if you are building this sappers with a truck, so consider them, and especially this Cossack vehicle in the same scale. So as I said, the box design is typical for this brand, so that's why we have this flexible top section, and then we have sturdy white cardboard box. And if I open it, here is what we have inside. Assembly manual surprisingly on the top, and all sprues should be in one plastic bag, but we will check it a bit later. Because first we have to start with the figurines, and figurines are separated into a separate plastic bag actually, so I'm going to open it right now. Okay, so first of all, as I was saying, there are anti-tank mines included. They are supplied on 2 plastic sprues. I will just remove a bit of dust on the table. And here it is. So let's open the lenses, zoom in. Now you can see what we are talking about here. So the parts are absolutely identical, so that's why I can show only one set just a bit closer. As you can see, the molding quality is really good. We have also really nice pre-molded features, and if I flip it over here on the opposite side, you will find also some guiding elements, so it should be easy to combine them together. And mines are molded as a single piece part, so it's also a great advantage because you don't have to combine any separate elements together. So overall, I think it's a really good addition, and you don't have to pay extra for this, you get it as a part of the kit. Next we continue with the figurines, so here they are, and maybe I can zoom in even closer. So the figurines are designed in a typical way for this scale, I would say. So it means we have separate legs, hands, and also one-piece torso. And as you can see, the sculpting quality is really good. There are no guiding elements whatsoever. If I flip over this sprue, you can see that there are no guiding pins or tabs. So with this, you have to be careful, but otherwise, I think it's a really nice combo. And there is even one driver included, so you can use it for the truck front cap. But that's not all. We continue with truck parts, and I also see another figurine sprue, so let's finish with the figurines first, and then we will continue with the truck parts. Okay. So this sprue is a bit bigger than what we saw before. Here we have the dog included, and again, all poses are predefined. You won't be able to change a lot, but I don't think it's a huge problem with this kit. And I mean, you still get a lot of figurines out of the box, so this gives you some variety. As you can see, even the equipment is included here, so this is also a great thing. And I also like that the heads are molded without the helmets, so it will make it easier to paint your figurines and also to achieve a better appearance, because usually it's a bit tricky to get the right paint work on the parts which are molded together with the helmets. And again, if I flip over this sprue, as you can see, no guiding elements whatsoever. So be careful while combining especially these two dog halves, because it will be important to get the smooth connection so that it will look natural and it won't be noticeable that this dog was actually assembled out of two halves, which are in a longitudinal separation, not in the other way around. Okay, so I'm opening one more plastic bag, which is dedicated to the Zeal truck, so I will show it in a second. Okay, so there is one more plastic bag with a clear sprue, so it should be quick. And with this clear sprue, just give me a second. So here we have the clear parts for the front cap, and let's zoom in. Now you can see that those clear parts look really great. I don't have any complaints here, but I'm not sure if masks templates will be included here, so we will have to check the assembly manual, because that's where ICM usually hides this useful bonus for their kits. But now we can continue with the gray plastic sprues for the trucks. The first one is dedicated to the front cap. So as you can see, the whole cab is divided into separate panels, and we also have the separate bonnet here with the nice pre-molded features as well. Also here is the dashboard. We have the separate doors here, and also some wheel fenders. This is the windscreen frame, and some minor elements for the front cap. Overall, the design looks great, and I like that a lot of things are pre-molded out of the box, so you don't have to do any scratch building. And if you flip it over here, you can see that we have the raised edges, so it will work as a guiding elements. For the roof panel, for example, we have the guiding pins, and the same applies for some interior parts. And I don't see any molding damage. We have small plastic push marks here, but they won't be visible in here on the doors as well, because they will be covered with the door panels, which are molded just here. So you just install them onto the guiding pins and you are good to go. Okay, so next we continue with one more plastic sprue. This is a sprue D. Here we have some small parts or thin parts for the seats. And also we have the exhaust, headlight protectors, I can see the screen wipers, the steering wheel, and all of this stuff looks quite nice. Some of those parts, for example, these handles are really thin, and you can see it in comparison with my fingertip. So be sure not to lose any of them, because as far as I can see, there are no spare parts in this kit. So you have only one try, and if it goes to the carpet monster, then you'll have to scratch build your own, or maybe try to find some aftermarket replacing this. It's also an option. Next, we continue with one more plastic sprue. It's frame C. So here we have the panels for the rear bed, and as you can see, the overall design is quite simple because the bed is squarish, so that's why you just have to combine the separate panels together. And I think the fitment should be also easy, because again we have the guiding elements here, so it's not a difficult task in my opinion. The more difficult thing will be to actually replicate the weathering on this area, because it is usually quite beaten on the real, let's say, trucks. So that's why it is important to replicate the same thing on your model. What I'm not happy to see is the vinyl tires. So as you can see, these vinyl tires are supplied in 8 pieces. And they are okay for out-of-the-box build. They're not even flexible enough to be used for some diorama ideas, so be careful with this. And of course, the final result might benefit from getting some resin replacement, and I think there are plenty of aftermarket in this sense, so you'll definitely find something useful. Next, we have the wheel rims for those vinyl tires. So such design, of course, will make it easier just to paint the wheel rims and not to use any masks. So this is definitely a good thing. And one more sprue is dedicated. This is the last gray plastic sprue in the truck set. So here we have the main chassis bars, we have the fuel tank parts, engine parts, drivetrain, and I can see even gearbox here, suspension. So everything is copied out of the box. And so, well, the only thing which you can add here is the wiring, because obviously it is not replicated by ICM. But I think it's worth spending some time trying to replicate it, because it will be noticeable in this scale. And this is something what can actually change the overall appearance of your model. Okay, so next we have two decal sheets. One is quite large and it will be used for the digital camouflage on the truck, and another one is small one. So here we have the decals for the Ukrainian army trucks. Also quite good printing quality, as I'm saying always in the ICM reviews. I didn't have any issues with the ICM decals, so I don't think this kit will be an exclusion from the rule. And next we continue with assembly manual. So here I will have to zoom out because it's a large color printed brochure. We have short history note on the first page and also colors chart. Next we continue with the parts map. So obviously the red color means that these parts will not be used, and as you can see there are not that many of them, so be sure to not to lose these parts, and the same applies to the figurines. As you can see here, the assembly process starts with the truck, so you have to assemble the main chassis. And as you can see, there are several bars to be combined together. Then you continue with a few tanks from both sides. Engine gets assembled together with the drivetrain and exhaust. And by the way, this engine exhaust installation should be done in a certain sequence, so pay attention to how you have to install those onto the main chassis. Then we continue with the radiator grille and also the front bumper and front steps. Then you assemble this double axle rear wheels together with the leaf spring suspension, so that's altogether 4 wheels combined. And next, here you can see them installed onto the main chassis. Then we continue the same stuff for the front suspension and front wheels. And here you can see the front cab assembly starting. So there are a lot of things actually going inside, so it might be a good idea to open one of the doors. And we also get the driver figure in here, so it's also another good reason to show what is inside and how the driver fits inside. Next, we have the front cap installation of the clear parts. We start working on the rear bed. Then we install all of this stuff onto the main chassis. So here, by the way, you can see the external radiator grille, the separate bonnet. And for the bonnet, you can notice that ICM does not recommend to open it. At least it's not mentioned in the assembly manual. But obviously, if we get it as a separate part, it means that you can try to open it and expose what is inside. But again, with the driver behind the steering wheel, it might be a questionable scene. So up to you how you would use this possibility. Next we continue with the rear view mirrors, and that's pretty much all. So one more page is dedicated to the boxes and mines, and here we have the marking guide. We have also marking guide for the driver, and also separate marking guide which is combined together with assembly manual for the standing figurines and the dog. So overall, I think it's a really cool set in 1/35 scale. It's a combo set, so that's why it's a really efficient purchase if you would like to get figurines, vehicle, and also some minor items. And the only thing you can add here is the diorama stand, and you will get a really cool scene. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion, so do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.